The 17th reason why I do not believe in evolution is because some essentials of life are outside of the realm of evolution, but they show the handiwork of a masterful design. The first example that I'm going to use is the regulation of oxygen, and the information that I'm going to use is from the OSHA website, and there is the URL for the information that I'm going to use. Now, OSHA is, of course, a federal agency within the United States government, and OSHA is an acronym for Occupational Safety and Health Administration. The quote that I'm going to be using is as follows: while normal atmosphere contains between 20.8 and 21% oxygen, OSHA defines as oxygen deficient any atmosphere that contains less than 19.5% oxygen, and as oxygen enriched any atmosphere that contains more than 22%. An atmosphere containing less than 19.5% oxygen is deficient for us to breathe, according to the quote that we just read. And an atmosphere containing more than 22% oxygen is considered to be hazardous because of the risk of fire and explosion. So what can we get from these two numbers? The level of oxygen in our atmosphere that you and I take for granted every day must be controlled within 2.5%, or it will become too deficient to be safe, or it will be too highly enriched to be safe. So God, in His great design, has regulated the amount of oxygen in our air every day that we live within 2.5%. That is phenomenal, in my opinion, because oxygen is a gas. Of all the things that to be controlled, a gas would seem to me to be the most difficult. And yet He does that every day, and we enjoy the benefit of that regulation of oxygen. So the first essential of life that shows a masterful handiwork is the regulation of oxygen. The second one is that scientists cannot explain why there's such an abundance of water on our planet. When we go to other planets to try to see if we can find life there, one of the major things that we look for is the presence of any amount of water, because water is needed on our planet to sustain all forms of life. And what really our scientists really cannot understand is why there is so much water on our planet. The third essential of life that shows a masterful design is our gravity. Our gravity is strong enough to hold these essential gases that we need, oxygen and carbon dioxide, close to the Earth, while at the same time being sufficiently weak so as not to crush the most delicate plant. If we didn't have any gravity at all, then those gases would escape through the Earth's atmosphere. But because we do have gravity, and we have the right amount of gravity, it holds those gases in where we can breathe the oxygen, and the plants can have carbon dioxide for their needs. The fourth essential of life is that the sun is approximately 93 million miles from the Earth, and it is still able to provide us with light to see, light for photosynthesis, warmth, vitamin D, and a source of renewable energy. It is close enough to do these things and yet sufficiently far away so as not to burn up the Earth. The fifth essential is that water turns into a gas and evaporates, leaving behind the dirt and contamination. It is self-propelled into the air, where it is changed from a vapor into a liquid. It then falls back to the Earth, cleaning the air as it descends, and then it provides life-sustaining hydration to every living thing. This alone is too wonderful to just be an accident. The sixth essential is the atmosphere of the Earth protects us from incoming meteors. The seventh essential is that if the Earth were not tilted on its axis, we would not have seasons and the benefits that those seasons provide. The tilting on its axis also provides us with much more surface area that can support an abundance of life. You and I, we enjoy these benefits of things I just listed and we take them for granted, but our lives are absolutely dependent upon them. How arrogant and unthankful man has become to declare all these wonderful marvels just accidentally happened. The complexity and diversity is beyond the capacity of natural selection or any other process that does not involve an intelligent designer. The thing that amazes me the utmost is that some people cannot see God in anything, while others see His handiwork in everything.